All right, got a good fire minute for you with fire medic Matt Jensen and truck 12 on steam conversion in attic fires and coordinating ventilation with fire attack. I hope you enjoy. It was a standback.
Correct. Yeah, the standback is like domestic violence. There might have been assault, and then the assailant was lighting the house on fire. So it became there's just a lot going on in the beginning because all 4 pumps in the truck showed up at the exact same time, parked in a line. So there was like a hose line, a backup line, ladders, all going into the same area. So there's just a lot of work being done in a very limited space, which made it a little harder because you had to kind of look out for the hose line. You had to watch for people coming through when normally there's that flow of rigs showing up.
Yeah.
So we got up on the roof. We could see fire. We knew we needed a hole cut, and we knew which direction we were going. So we started working our way out towards where we wanted to cut.
So you came out right now. You walk out on the thing, and then there's the little drop off. And
yeah.
AJ's like beating the crap out of it.
And this is the drop off.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we got to. So the drop off was an addition to the house. AJ sounded because we were going to step down onto the addition, and it was spongy. He went right through with the hook. So rather than doing nothing, I just kind of got down on both my knees, reached out as far as I could, and treated it like I was cutting off of a ladder. So I just kind of like leaned way over, cut, and then tried to roll the rafters that way. And then we cut on either side of the pitch, and then started punching, which ended up being like really good coordination because the hose line had to go through the garage, kind of through the house, out of the house, and then into that side door. So they had to go a ways. So it actually kind of ended up kind of stacking up right kind of perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And that's a talking point for this, but then what happens next that you wanted to bring up?
So right at the next thing, we kind of cut the hole. We started seeing the smoke conditions change. AJ was punching, and while he was kind of punching through the drywall and louvering, our captain was kind of looking around and saw that there was kind of just a lot of smoke in the attic coming from eaves, different areas, and like he didn't really know why. And he's only giving me that direction twice, but cut a smoke indicator hole. It was just like, hey, put a smoke indicator hole here. It was just something in my mind was telling me like we should check under us. So as soon as I dropped the saw on, you can kind of see it. I immediately saw fire. So I told him, hey, we have fire. And then he said, cut the hole. So we started cutting the hole, and like immediately it started taking off. So we had pretty good amount of fire in the attic below us, which we might not have seen if we didn't cut that smoke indicator hole. So finished that cut, and then stood back because we're fire in the attic. If we cut too many holes, they're not going to be able to get the compartmentalization and get that hose stream up there and make it effective. They'll just be sprayed out of our hole. So we kind of just took a tactical pause, stepped back, cut a couple more smoke indicator holes, and let them get the line through. Which, like I was saying, they had to go back to that line, back out, and cut through the house that was kind of sectioned off into smaller SROs.
Okay, look at the light off.
Yes.
So you're saying you had to coordinate with fire attack?
Correct.
Inside as they were doing a line pull?
Correct. So that was like, hey, you guys have heavy fire in the attic in the adjacent room. And so I don't know who ended up getting that line in there. But then that was why we kind of took that tactical pause to stand back, was we didn't want to open up the attic too much until they started getting the line in place. So you see, like, we cut another smoke indicator hole. We're getting good smoke production, no fire. So we were standing off in kind of a safer spot until we could start seeing a little bit of changing conditions, and then that's when we cut another one to now relieve the pressure even more. And then kind of another heads up was, you'll start to see it in a second, is the engineer, actually you can see right there, the engineer put the stick up with lights. So we all carry lights when we're on the roof at night, which is kind of nice. You can kind of shine it on stuff. But once he lit that whole roof up with the lights off the stick, it really helped us out a lot. With just being able to see everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a useful and underutilized tool at nighttime.
And then this was just one of those ones where when we got together, said, hey, let's just wait till they get a line. Once they get the line, then let's start opening it up. Because you can see it's not really running laterally. Like, that hole was effective enough to keep it where it is. like all the smoke indicator holes, none of them are lighting off. It's not spreading horizontally anymore. So now it's like, okay, let's just do a tactical pause. I think probably like right by here they start getting some water on it. Yeah,
There you go.
So then as soon as they started getting water on it, that's when it was like, okay, we got the steam conversion in the attic. Let's go ahead now, let's open it up.
All right, this brings up two good takeaways. One being the steam conversion, which is very useful in a compartmentalized attic space. And that's when the ceiling is still intact below. And that's versus an exposed area, like when your rafters are exposed or when you have a vaulted ceiling. So in this, you have to limit your holes until water's being put in that attic space. Otherwise, as we've all seen, that stream flies off into the sky from below, doing little to no steam conversion. And so after the steam's converted, it's expanded and extinguished the fire. Then you open the roof if you even need to. The second takeaway is that coordination with fire tech, and to head off those that shall naysay, yes, you should get on and off the roof as quickly as possible. But with experience, you'll also find you don't have to live and die by the always and nevers and the little black and white boxes we tend to create for ourselves. So in this case, it's far more effective and all-around beneficial for fire attack to get in place before continuing with vertical ventilation. So they cut their indicator holes to visualize where the fire is below, and then they stand on a separate ridge pole to safely await the more opportune time to efficiently complete their task. Pretty good. Nice work, 12SB. Thanks for sharing.